And like I say, I mean, things like Lamborghini and stuff like that. I invented the word Lamborghini. It's like Lambo or Lumbo and genie because of magic. Anyway, yeah. But it's just my particular brand of cars and everything else like that. Like I said, there's this one group and this one singer and this one Japanese people that got in way over their head, and she got captured or something like that, and they needed a car, she needed a car, blah blah, because they had promised all these people a car and gotten all these investors, and 5 years in, 7 years in, and there was no factory and no cars, and they were bright, and they were just spending their money like crazy or something like that, and and basically she got captured or something like that, or something bad happened to her or something like that, and like the people were holding her for ransom or something like that, and like some Chinese people or Japanese people contacted some people, and like 5 people later, I think the Chinese people contacted some Irishman maybe or someone, blah 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 blah, contact, and finally ring ring, yes, and it came to me. And like I said, they needed a car, a fast car, or they needed a sports car. And originally it was supposed to be a front engine car, blah blah blah. But then my people and stuff, and we're like, well, we might as well do it upright. So they called it a Lamborghini, even though basically, I don't know. So anyway, so one of my manufacturing plants basically built them 150 cars or something like that, and it's like, yeah, whatever. Because like the Japanese or Chinese people had invested a lot of money or something like that, and blah blah, and they were broke, or they embezzled a lot of money, and the guy she was with was horrible, and blah 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 blah. And so and then she had gotten captured by somebody or something like that, or was being held for ransom or something like that, or there was, I don't know, something. So anyway, so like I think in the span of like 6 months or less, like I put my team of people on it, and they basically just, because like I said, the Lamborghini, or the fiberglass chassis, we've been working on the fiberglass chassis and basically rear engine drive cars and everything like that, and fiberglass cars for a long time. And fiberglass is one of those hard things. The original fiberglass cars, they didn't really hold up very well. And it wasn't until we got carbon fiber and new technology that they were actually able to do some pretty cool, spiffy, cool things. So anyway, though, but yeah, so I built the car, I paid for the cars, and basically had that car. I think it's like "Share the Love." They had a song, and like 6 months in, and blah blah, and like $5 million or $50 million or $500 million or something like that. Share the love. The only sharing love they had was basically their boyfriends were paying for sex. Like her boyfriend was like using the money for prostitutes, and basically what's it called, and and uh, and also escorts or something like that. And like they're just a bunch of kids that wanted to build a car. It's like, I don't know. The story came to me basically. I was like, all right, well, I've always wanted to build another car, so I built another car and I think paid for it and blah blah. And basically like she was being held captive or something, or hostage, kind of like lightly hostage or whatever. And I said okay, and I think I paid the ransom and paid for whatever, and then I had the car produced or something like that, and they built like 160 cars or something like that. Just like, yeah, whatever. It's like, for me, I mean, it's like Germany, German engineering. It's like, let's see. Should I have my Belfast plant do it? Should I have Germany do it? Should I have China do it? Or should I use America? I have a plant in Mexico. I don't know. Eh. It's kind of like that with me. I was like just a little kid in like 1980. I was like, so I put some team people on it. It's like, yeah, it's not like building the Rodney, the SS Rodney, or the LS Rodney, or whatever. Or in my other battleships, it's like, you want a car? Sure. How many do you want? 160. So yeah. So anyway, Share the Love got their car finally, and actually made, and I think they actually did manage to pay back the people. I'm not exactly sure. At least the Japanese or Chinese girl. Poor girl. Like, bad choice in men. A lot of women, bad choice in men. So anyway, like I said, her parents, or one of her whatever, called somebody else, called somebody else, called somebody else, called somebody else, and finally it came to me, and I was like, okay, sure, get her out. And of course she was released and everything, without a hair touched on her head, by the way. She better still be alive. Anyway, and she was released, and they went ahead and built a car. But my only stipulation was that it would have my name or my manufacturing name on the hood. And at first they were in Billy, and then they stuck it on there, or something, glued it on there, or something like that, because it was being built at my manufacturing plant. So, and I own the manufacturing plant. And originally, I think it was a computer manufacturing plant that was converted over to a car manufacturing plant, or something like that, or something. I don't know. Anyway, I just converted or had built somewhere, anyway, whatever. They didn't really have a manufacturing plant, so they had to use one of mine. But I mean, I have it's like pick a country. It's like pick a country, and I probably have love, share the love. I probably have love, or at least a manufacturing plant, at least one. This as Lucifer Starline, parent company. So anyway, so yeah. So eventually got back to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm building a car, whatever. I mean, even stuff like McDonald's. I was playing like I had people doing mass production to fast food and stuff like that. So yeah, I sneeze and gold comes out basically. Yeah, I know. That was pretty awesome. I'm pretty awesome. So that's why Congress and that's why Richard Nixon, JFK, and even Rick Bush and Rodney Bradley are like, you gotta play the game. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. It's like, the fuck you say? No, I don't. And in fact, I think I've done such outrageous things as like truckloads of meth or truckloads or trainloads of drugs and stuff like that. I mean, half the stuff that they confiscate or whatever. And when they confiscate drugs, they just take it and then they resell it. So half the time, probably. So I mean, it's just like ridiculous. And like I say, drugs and stuff like that weren't really my thing. Like I'm more of a production thing. So it's just like whatever. A bunch of people want to be crazy running around, blah, 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 blah. The web we weave when we practice to deceive, or if we are deceiving, or and actually what they're really doing was getting a whole bunch of people killed and getting a whole bunch of, letting the wrong people inside the White House or wrong people, whatever, and basically just causing a lot of death, torture, and basically chaos or something like that, and basically a lot of miserable people. But like I say, though I was childlike growing up, basically all information would eventually come back to me, and basically I'd find out as Lord, as creator, as the creator of endoskeleton life forms, and Stretchy, and basically Lucifer Starline as basically Ellis, or basically the name of America. Eventually I'd be notified and told of it, and eventually I would know all these details. Unfortunately, as much as I would rather have not known all about all this stuff, it's like, well, yeah. Like I say, I'm very sorry to the Japanese and the Chinese country and the Chinese people for everything that happened. Like, they were, I don't know. Apparently my country was going off on the deep end, on a tangent, which it never should have done. So, anyway, yeah, a lot of things happened, but, like I say, I was just on vacation, so. Yeah. I mean, dealing with things like the plague and this and that's my normal everyday job. And Ebola. Ebola! Yes, Ebola. Might have something to do with Ellis and Brian, I don't know. Ebola? They interrupted you. Like, I hope not. I don't know. I don't even know where Ebola came from, really. I just know that it came to a port in Japan, and it came in on a dead body and apparently a rat or a flea or something like that. I don't know. And then, next thing you know, it had thousands of people dead, and they were having to burn the ground and do all kinds of other really horrible things. I think that 5,000 or 25,000 people died there. So, just because of one little fucking flea or one little thing. Like one of the researchers went into one of the rooms where one of the people had it, and he noticed the flea had bitten him, and then he came down with symptoms and everything else like that, or something like that. I would think that Ebola was too big to fit inside of a flea, but whatever. Anyway, I guess it's microscopic. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, though, but yeah. And then I had the ground burned and tried to kill off all the fleas and all the mosquitoes and everything else around the area, and basically sanitize it and fix it. And yeah, I was just, when everyone's dying, I'm the one that everyone always called for help. And, and then we came in like a wave, to deal with problems. And with suits. So fleas wouldn't get on us. Anyway, yeah, so whatever.